If you were born from 2010 onwards, the name Messenger is probably one you don't even know. Yes, one you've never heard of. However, for many people who lived through the internet boom of the 2000s, this was one of the most popular and widely used applications of those years. In an era where the internet was in its infancy and mobile messaging, like WhatsApp, didn't even exist yet, Messenger was the beginning of what we now know as communication apps for texting and calls over the internet. But perhaps due to poor decisions and the bad management the application ended up under, it resulted in practically no one remembering Messenger today, nor how massive it once was. And that is why we are here. Do you remember coming home from school, turning on the computer, and the first thing you did was open Messenger? For many in Latin America, that was the first great social network, the place where digital life truly began. MSN Messenger was born in 1999, created by Microsoft, and quickly became the program that everyone installed on their PC. Imagine the late 90s. The internet was just arriving in homes, connections were slow, and we still relied on landlines to talk to friends. In that context, Microsoft launched a program on July 22nd, 1999 that would change the way we communicated. At first, it was very basic, barely allowing text messages and a contact list, but it had a trick up its sleeve. It was integrated with Hotmail and Windows, which were already present on millions of computers. That move was key because it put Messenger immediately in front of a massive audience. Microsoft wasn't the first to enter this field. Competitors like ICQ, AOL Instant Messenger, and Yahoo Messenger already existed, but MSN knew how to leverage its advantage: familiarity. If you had Windows, you had Messenger. Little by little, it added features that made it irresistible. Emoticons, the ability to change your status, and later, the famous nudges, those digital jolts that made the window vibrate to get someone's attention. In the early 2000s, Messenger exploded in popularity. In countries like Mexico, Venezuela, Colombia, or Argentina, having an account was almost mandatory. Cybercafes were full of people connected, and Messenger was the bridge between real and digital life. That's where the first long conversations with friends happened, the first flirts, and the first fights over who deleted you from their list. Messenger wasn't just a chat, it was a whole culture. The famous nicks filled with colors and symbols, the songs that appeared in your status to show what you were listening to, and the groups of friends formed to plan outings. It was a space of identity, a place where you showed who you were and how you felt. For years, Messenger was the absolute king. It surpassed all its competitors and became the standard for digital communication. It was so popular that even those who didn't have internet at home would find a way to connect at a cybercafe just to check their messages. However, as with all technology, time began to change things. After being the absolute ruler of the 2000s, Messenger began to face a world that was changing too fast. What was once innovative, the nudges, the emoticons, the custom statuses, started to feel limited compared to the arrival of new platforms. People no longer wanted to wait to get home, turn on the computer, and log in. They wanted to be available all the time, right from their pockets. The big blow came with the explosion of smartphones. Applications like WhatsApp offered the same things as Messenger, but with the advantage of always being on your phone without needing a PC. Immediacy and mobility became essential, and Messenger, born in the era of cybercafes and desktops, failed to adapt to this new reality. Microsoft tried to save it. In 2011, it announced that Messenger would merge with Skype, thinking it could keep its users on a more modern platform, but the transition was confusing. Many didn't want to leave Messenger, others didn't understand how Skype worked, and in the end, the migration drove away the very community that had made the program great. Added to this was the competition from social networks. Facebook, which already dominated the digital landscape, offered integrated chat and later launched Facebook Messenger, an app that absorbed much of the youth audience. Twitter, Instagram, and other platforms also became communication spaces, and MSN Messenger was left behind as a relic of another time. The reasons for its fall were clear: failure to adapt to mobile. Messenger never managed to be as practical on smartphones as WhatsApp. The failed merger with Skype, instead of strengthening it, it diluted its identity. The cultural shift towards social media. People no longer just wanted to chat, they wanted to share photos, stories, and updates, and Messenger didn't offer that full experience. Loss of exclusivity. What was once a symbol of being connected became irrelevant as everyone migrated to new apps. Finally, in 2013, Microsoft announced the definitive shutdown of Messenger. It was the official end of an era, though for many, it had died much earlier. Today, no one uses that version of Messenger, and its place in history remains a nostalgic memory of the first great social network for an entire generation. Messenger didn't fall because it was bad, but because the world changed faster than Microsoft could react. Its legacy lives on in the nudges, the custom nicks, and the classic emoticons that are part of the collective memory of those who grew up in the 2000s. It was the place where we learned what it meant to have an online life, proving that the internet could be a place to build relationships and feel part of something bigger. Today, it stands as an icon of nostalgia that still brings a smile to millions.